Welcome back to the show. I'm Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg. You guys, guess who's on the show right now? Leah McSweeney. That's right, the Real Housewives of New York, Thursday nights at 9 o'clock on Bravo. We talk about it all the time, and we talk about how much we fucking love her. I don't just say it in front of your face, because sometimes I lie to the celebrities and say I love you. I talked about you before you came on with love. That's proof that I fucking love you on this show. Are you feeling the love from people if you don't read comments?
I know. I feel the love. Yeah, I feel the love. It's great. It is. It's great. But I probably love you more than you love me. Because you were one of my idols, even back in 8th grade when I was like obsessed with Singled Out, and like even have photos. I have to find the photos and send them to you. It's like me imitating you, pretending to be you, doing more waffles, please.
No fucking way. I swear to God, that's like a secret code word. I'm like, when only 4 people have come up to my life and go, more waffles, please. And I'm like, more waffles, please? That's awesome. Well, if I was in New York, which I will be eventually, then we must get together and drink, because I would love to. Are you drinking? You're drinking.
Well, I'm actually not drinking, but I'll watch you drink.
That's fine. You can watch me drink and smoke and swear, and you can do all the gossiping. I'll enjoy every second of it. I got to tell you, like my listeners know this by now because it happened while I was doing radio, but Bethany had emailed me years ago saying, I think that you should be a housewife in New York. And I was like, first of all, I was living in Jersey, which turned her off. I don't think she ever spoke to me after I told her I was in Jersey. But I was like, I'm like Midwest kind of girl. I would have a hard time in New York, even though I love the women in New York. I love them from a distance. So, yeah. But were you nervous at all going into it?
You know what? Before we started shooting, I was nervous. But then once we started, like that first day, time that I filmed, I'm like being all careful what I say because you can't say scene. Sorry. So first, meet up where the camera.
There you go.
I was not nervous. I just felt like I just was like, all right, I have to just pretend like they're not here and I'm here to be me and that's it. But the first couple weeks after I found out that I got the job, I had like a freaking mental and physical breakdown for like 2.5 weeks. I thought I was dying. I went to like 20 doctors. I had my mom and friends visiting me. Like I wouldn't leave the house. Like I was losing it. But I was like, because I knew my life was going to change and I knew it was a huge responsibility, and I'm like, am I doing this? Do I want to do this? What if it ends up being a disaster? And then I'm like, I can't say no. I have to do it. But I was hesitant at first.
And it helps that you're naturally authentic, and that's what the viewers can feel, because as soon as someone comes on trying so hard, we get turned off immediately. It's like, Did you feel pressure that because Bethany left that you were trying to fill her shoes at all?
No, not at all. Because first of all, she was supposed to be on with me. So it's not like I was ever, that's crazy. I'm a no one that no one knows that's never even been on TV. Why would I ever I never felt that. That wouldn't be fair,
It wouldn't be fair, but can I tell you how me and my girlfriends will talk around the fire pit smoking and drinking? And my girlfriend, who's a huge, diehard, she'd be at that Bravo-thon, whatever it's fucking called. She was like, I gotta tell you, Leah, she is the bomb. She's the real deal. She's the next generation of housewives. She's going to save the show. And not just to pump you up a lot, but I really feel like that they were smart about casting with you. It was time for the little bit of the changing of the guard. We were ready for some fresh people and fresh experiences, a little bit more relatable than only menopausal stuff. But and now that Dorinda's gone, it really feels like changing of the guard. Were you surprised, shocked, sad, glad?
Oh, about Dorinda?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was definitely shocked. I mean, at the same time, I feel like anything goes. Nothing should shock you because at the end of the day, everyone's just as good as their last season, right? You never know if you're on the chopping block or not. So Obviously she had, a difficult season. So I guess it's not that shocking, but at the same time it is because she's beloved, and she's great on TV. She's great TV, but unfortunately for whatever reason, she's not going to be on this season. So
I mean, if I had to put money down, I would have thought Ramona would have been the one to go. I mean, Ramona's had quite a few years of being sometimes gnarly and nasty, but, I guess it just makes the show more interesting. Have you spoke to Dorinda at all? Have you texted her? I would imagine.
Yeah, we spoke after the news. I was actually on my way to Utah when everything happened, but I can't remember if it was like I left the day after, the day before, or the day of, but I did get to speak to her on the phone briefly. Actually, I think I was on the way to the airport and I spoke to her, and she seemed great. Like, she seemed okay. Like, she was just being very honest about the whole thing. And like, look, I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm also relieved in some ways. And I think I read that somewhere she had said that too. So, I mean, she seems like she's doing okay and she's going to be fine.
I remember one of your first kind of interviews, you talked about, they said, describe what you think about each woman. And you said, Dorinda kind of scares me a little.
At first. I said, yeah, at first she scared me. Yeah. I was like, whoa. Well, it was definitely like that first party that I met them all at. And then her and Tinsley, she was like screaming at her and like calling her a hooker, basically. Yeah, that was intense. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this one, but at the end of the day, and then, we ended up really bonding, and she really had my back so much with Ramona. And, I have a big soft spot in my heart for Dorinda.
I know, I do too. I like Dorinda. By the way, I'm talking to Leah McSweeney. Her clothing line, Married to the Bomb. Married to the Mob. It's still the bomb-ass clothing, so there. Your video with Tinsley on TikTok, Dancing to WAP.
Yeah.
How many takes did it take to nail the choreography?
I'm going to tell you right now, we did it. My daughter filmed it. My daughter, she's got a lot of patience, but she's very tough, my daughter. She was like coaching us. She's like, no. You guys, Mom, you're facing that way. Tinsley's facing this way. It looks weird. You have to make sure you're doing it the same way. I'm like, all right. We probably did it for about 20 minutes before we nailed it into I thought we did great, but like we nailed it, I think, after 20 minutes about. You
did. I loved it so much. By the way, that purse, I have to ask you about that purse that Tinsley gave you. Was that in response to Ramona taking money from her friends? No?
I doubt Tinsley even saw that episode, okay? She's like living her best life right now. She's not even thinking about it. So no, Tinsley's not even, she doesn't work that way. Tinsley's not like thinking and, calculated or anything like this. Like that's just not the way she operates. She's just a generous, sweet fucking person, to be honest.
Wow. And a good person to be friends with. God, I'll take that fucking person. You want to be friends, Tinsley? I'm in Chicago. Your man's in Chicago. Let's bring it. Go for drinks.
Chicago?
I live in Chicago, yeah.
You and Tinsley have to actually hang out then.
I know. I do. You're going back next season, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to say that plug, but yeah.
I mean, I would imagine, unless you were like, I quit.
Nothing's set in stone yet, but like, yes, I think as long as everything
as long as the contract gets signed completely. What about any moments where you're like, God, watching it back, because when I've done a reality show, I'm like, oh, couldn't they have erased that? Is there anything where you're like, God damn it, why did that have to make the edit? I was hoping it didn't.
I think there were times where I was like, why didn't I wear like a lip gloss? But like, as far as like crazy behavior or like drunken behavior and things that maybe someone else would be like, oh my God, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, yeah, you get to see my weird fucking crazy moments because I'm putting myself out there for everyone to judge me on. You're welcome. So fuck it.
I agree. I mean, like, if you're going to join the show, you kind of have to have that mentality of like, I don't give a fuck. Here it is. Love me or leave me.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you don't have that attitude, you'll drive yourself crazy and be miserable. I don't want to do it unless I'm having fun.
What was it like? Because I always wonder that, because you guys film your season and then you have to watch it back, hearing other people's confessionals. Was there one particular comment where you went, oh, from somebody?
Yeah, of course. Definitely Sonia being like, why is she tattooing herself? She doesn't respect her body, like man break.
Okay, Grandma.
Yeah, okay. And definitely like Luann, like talking about the apartment. But that was kind of it. Everyone was no one took any, well, I mean, obviously Ramona took some low blows, but that was more to my face, not in the confessional. So.
Oh my God, that's so great. I remember talking to Luann, and I called her out on her apartment comment. She was like, I didn't mean it. It was just something that came out, but she was fine. We moved on. It was all good.
So she's just being herself, I guess.
She is the Countess. It feels like the New York Housewives like date the same men. Like they're.
I don't know. I have never kissed Harry Dubin. I'm not going to. I'm not interested in Tom D'Agostino's, even though we did shop at D'Agostino's all the time as a kid in the city. Yeah, I'm definitely do not need any recycled Upper East Side fucking trash, okay?
Some sausages. No thanks. Oh. Not after that. I mean, do you ever feel like the cast was ever like downing you, not liking you in the beginning because of your youth? I would imagine.
You know what? I think I felt like, I don't know if it was about the youth thing, even though it's so strange, like, because I guess as women, we are so like, it's not like men get shamed for like aging or anything, totally. But women do. I mean, and it's not that I don't sometimes poke fun at the women for being older, but it's not so much about their age. It's more about the attitude, because obviously we're all going to get old, and that's not something that's a negative thing. So, but I don't know if it was more like my youth or just, this is the new girl coming in and who the hell is she? But for the most part, I was welcomed with open arms. I mean, even Ramona, who then of course it took a turn for the worse at a certain point, but even she was very open from the get. So was Luann. Dorinda, it took a couple times to, warm up to, but then that ended up being a great friendship. Sonia, though, was the most difficult, which is very weird. And you can't, some things are edited, obviously, and you don't see everything. But there were things that she said this too, that didn't make the cut that I'm going to say now. There's a part where me, her, and Tinsley are having lunch on a roof, and it's in the show. And that's when she's saying, I would never fuck you. You have tattoos. But she also said something like, she said something about Ramona. I said, oh, Ramona said I have pretty feet. And she goes, that's her way of telling you that you have an ugly face.
Oh my fucking God. Sonia said that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, bitch.
What is it like to go on one of those group vacations? I cannot imagine boarding a plane knowing that just one of these fucking vacations, these trips on Housewives, can dramatically change your life for the rest of your life.
It's almost like, if you have panic attacks, you should probably bring some Valium. That's all I'm going to say. Because, you're going on this trip and you are in a freaking vacuum. You know what I mean? Like right. You are in a bubble for days on end, and it's intense. It kind of feels like for a week afterwards. But I love going to the Berkshires. The Berkshires, I had a very relaxing, fun time that I left and felt great. And then obviously Newport, it took me a few days to recover from that. And Mexico, all right, first of all, this didn't even make it. But in Mexico, I was so sick. And I don't know if it was from drinking like tequila for the first time in literally over a decade. But like they had to come put like some medicine in my freaking butt cheeks to get me to watch this.
I've had some of that.
And then I was sick for a month, I guess, because I got some kind of parasite or like some kind of. So by the end, the season finale, which is coming out this week, I'm so skinny. I mean, I look great, but it's from being sick all of December from the trip.
It's from shitting yourself. Oh my God, yeah. I had the same thing happening in Mexico. You know where we get fucked up is when we're having a drink and they put ice in something. It's like, careful everywhere else except for fucking there. I'm talking to Leah McSweeney, The Real Housewives of New York, Thursday nights at 9:00 on Bravo, her clothing line, Married to the Mob. Did you see a bunch of more product selling? Because
yeah,
right?
It's real, yeah, absolutely. This is a huge, platform, and obviously so many more eyes on the brand, and people that had no idea what streetwear was are now, know what it is and are, buying stuff.
I mean, you know what I love about you too is you're like, your male energy, because I have the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hang around ladies who do ladies' tea. I'm like,
Right.
I literally can feel myself like almost dry heaving when someone asks me for ladies' lunch, ladies' tea. I'm like, no, I'll play poker with you.
Yeah.
Total
Well, I mean,
tomboy.
this is why I've always loved you. And honestly, you and little Kim probably are the reasons that I am the woman I am today. So
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I know, but me, and I love that about you. So I think, yeah, we want, first of all, male energy. Let's put that in air quotes, like being like, knowing what you want, being assertive or whatever, things like this, that women can also have those attributes. It's just much more fun being a woman with male energy.
Totally. Have you connected to any of the other housewives in other cities yet?
Yeah, no, I totally have. Jersey, I talked to Dolores. I talked to Jackie. I've hung out with Teresa. Me and Cynthia Bailey sometimes chit chat over DM. Marlo Hampton, we're like cool on, Instagram friends. Obviously, because of everything, it's not like I've gotten to meet them really.
Right.
But I did get to meet Cynthia Bailey at BravoCon. Who else? And then there's like Kate Chastain, me and her cool, like Hannah Berner, like, there's like a little like Bravo, like sisterhood kind of thing.
Oh, I love it.
It's cool.
And they're all supportive, or are they just trying to get more dirt because they're also fans of the show?
No, they're super supportive. Super supportive.
Oh, what kind of fireworks can our listeners look forward to with Ramona at the reunion?
Oh, at the reunion. Oh my God. Well, she has a little chant that she does. It's I think it's in that. I don't wear masks in the ocean. I don't wear masks in the ocean. Like, no one's asking you to.
No.
Like, no one wants you to wear a mask in the ocean. Okay, we all know that's psychotic. So yeah, Ramona definitely, look, Ramona has been doing this a long time. Like, she's a fucking reality TV superstar. As much as people want to hate on her, and I've had obviously my own issues with her and all that, but I still respect her in a lot of ways. Like, no matter what kind of argument we've gotten into, because she's good fucking TV.
She's great fucking TV. She really is. She's a fucking shit show to watch, and I love every second of it.
The pro, and you know what? That's when the cameras are off, she's the same fucking way.
She is the same fucking way. That's why it was good casting. Do you feel that pressure? Because that's one of the things I would feel of like, okay, how do I balance bringing it so I can continue on the show, but bring it where I don't get hated off the show? Because you're fighting no matter what. You can't just, hold up a white flag. There's always battling going on. So how do you do that dance?
Honestly, well, because look, I've only done that one season, right? So I think this is going to be a whole new experience doing it this season and not being the, new girl anymore. But I kind of I found myself like when me and Tinsley were on vacation just this week, I found myself like, you know what? I'm like, this guy catfished me. I know his brother. I'm contacting his brother right now. Tinsley's like, Leah, we're hanging out at the pool. What are you doing? I'm like, I just want to start some shit. So I'm not worried about any drama this season.
Oh my God. It's like you're all warmed up or getting yourself warmed up for the next season. Where did you guys go on vacation?
We went to Arizona.
Oh, nice. Were people out and about there?
Everyone's wearing masks. We went to the mall. Everyone has a mask on, and yeah, people were out, and it definitely feels better than being in New York, or it's just different energy, different vibe.
Totally. I'm in actually California right now, and it feels apocalyptic. I'm like, oh my God.
That's what my trainer Martin, who was just there, my boxing coach, he has a gym out in LA, and he was like, oh my God, it's apocalyptic. He's used the exact same word.
Yeah.
So,
you drive down Sunset Boulevard, it's Friday night, everything's closed. You don't see one soul. I'm like, I'm waiting for a zombie to come out.
JFK Airport, American Airlines terminal, empty. Everything closed. My daughter was like, is the airport closed? I'm like, no, we're here.
No.
Like, the airport's not closed, but everything it's really weird. But so Arizona was a nice kind of, it was a little different vibe.
And are you dating right now, or are you actively looking?
I'm actively looking. I'm like on Hinge, and I had my age bracket from 22 to 25 because I'm a sicko, and I'm really like, what? I just want to do that. You know what? Guys do this shit all the time. They're like fucking 60. Look at Brad Pitt's girlfriend. She's 27. She's got a 68-year-old husband who got her pregnant at age 20 when he was 60. I'm like, is anyone saying it? No one cares about this. If you're a woman and you date older, you're a fucking gold digger. If you're a woman, you date younger, you're a cougar. So I'm going to be a cougar right now. And then when I settle down, I'm going to be a gold digger.
Oh my God, you're fucking hilarious. You won't even need to be a gold digger because you have your own gold. But I get what you mean.
But you have your own gold. Gold, and make it fucking gold mine.
After my other relationships down the road in the past, I was like, I'm going to try out being a cougar. And you know what? It was fun. It was fun.
Oh, good. Okay. So you're supportive of this.
Of course I'm supportive of it. Yes. It was fun until I got tired of paying for dinner. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm done with this. Now I want, someone of equal. I want an equal partner to move forward. I have to ask you this because I know we're running out of time, but I'm into crystals and shit. And you had that crystal egg that you use for vaginal healing, energy healing. Is that something you're into? Did you use it as a little gag for the show, or what's the deal?
No. I have a woman that I see who's from Brooklyn. She's amazing. She's a bruja. She's the real deal. And she has helped me get through terrible breakup that I had and like serious like depression, like not being able to get over shit. And she helped me so much. It wasn't just that. Obviously I was doing a bunch of things, but she can come in and that's like the spiritual aspect of everything.
Totally. I love it. I mean, I'm full on knee deep shit in that stuff. Like I spend all day watching and reading. I've got a copper pyramid. I'm a crazy, like the other side of me that people don't know. Although if you listen to the show by now you do, but I love all that shit and cutting the cords that are connected. And
yes, that's what I did. We did a cord cutting session and it was crazy because I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm so tired right now. And I said, Amelia, I am so tired. She goes, that's because I'm cutting all the cords. You have a million cords connected to you, Leah. It's crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so weird. And sometimes I'm like, is this real? And then I have an acupuncturist I go to who does the energy work and I'm all into it. Hell yeah.
I am 100% believer of it because we're energy. Why wouldn't we have an energy body? And especially when I've done cord cuttings, like if I got out of a relationship or something and I cut the cord to move on, those cords can come back. So you have to recut them again. And it's interesting because no matter how long time will go by, then an ex who I cut would literally text me or call like 2 hours later. And I'm like, and then I talked to my lady and she's like, that's because they feel that disconnect. It's kind of like when you're finally got over a relationship where you feel like, okay, I can manage this. Then they come creeping back because they feel that natural disconnect.
Like in Sex and the City when Carrie's finally happy and over Mr. Big. He just shows up again.
Totally.
Everything up.
That is real life. Now, in case any guys, the one might be listening, any age bracket, what characteristics are you looking for? If the universe said, let me take your order.
I need someone who can keep up with me and will not let me get bored because I get bored easily. He needs to keep me interested, keep me stimulated, like to have sex a lot. You have to know what you're doing in bed. You have to be a romantic. I just like passion. I like fireworks. I like all that. So I need that.
Love. What sign are you?
I'm a Virgo.
All right. For any boys listening, I was going to say, you just described Donnie Wahlberg, but he's taken. Sorry about that. 100% true. It's 100% true. I love talking to you. I hope I get to see you in person because you're just fucking awesome, Leah McSweeney. The Real Housewives of New York.
Second your studio is back open, I need to come, please.
You have to. I would love it more than life. Thursday nights, 9:00 on Bravo. We always watch, so that's no surprise. Her clothing line, you guys, check it out if you haven't already. It's called Married to the Mob. It's awesome. I hope you come back, and I wish you the best. And know that you got a bunch of bitches out here rooting for you.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Of course. Talk to you soon, sweetheart.
Bye.